Welcome to another episode of Token Grey Wolf. I'm your host Genghis Khan, and today we're in Istanbul and I'm standing out front of the magnificent Hagia Sophia. I'm no better place to talk about the greatest race to have ever existed on Earth, the Polish.
This Eastern European nation has given the world many legends like Robert Lewandowski, a man who once both violated and molested a team no one remembers.
By his appearance before the Foreign Affairs Select Committee in July 2003, the suspicion was Weapons Inspector Dr. David Kelly was the source revealing government intelligence on Iraq had been sexed up.
You've ever felt like a fall guy? I mean, you've been set up, haven't you?
A man under pressure, he'd once said, "I will probably be found dead in the woods." Within days of this appearance at the committee, that's exactly what happened. Coincidentally or otherwise, Dr. Kelly had predicted his own death. Found in woodland close to his home, he'd apparently committed suicide.
PS2s are going missing.
I just put it around my face just to know I could do it.
Someone has stolen them right from store shelves. But not because they want to be the first to play Dynasty Warriors 2. No. They want to use the system for world domination. As a weapon of mass destruction. Because not only is the PS2 wanted by adults and kids alike, it's also wanted by Saddam Hussein?
Welcome to the third place.
For all of this, I express more sorrow, regret, and apology than you may ever know or can believe.
You just said the Foreign Secretary described the dossier as a horror.
The dodgy dossier.
Excuse me, we were talking about the weapons of mass destruction dossier. This the Prime Minister led the country into conflict on a false basis.
And the threat comes because in another part of our globe there is shadow and darkness, and where a fanatical strain of religious extremism has arisen, that is a mutation of the true and peaceful faith of Islam, and deadly virus has emerged. The virus is terrorism.
Blair has been made a knight companion of the most noble Order of the Garter, the oldest and most exclusive order of chivalry in Britain, limited to just 26 knights and ladies at any one time, excluding royal knights. It is in the personal gift of the sovereign, and not, as with most other British honours, given out by the government. There really is no higher honour for a British subject than admission to the Order of the Garter.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
I'm sure it did.
Our new world rests on order. The danger is disorder. And in today's world, it can now spread like contagion. The terrorists and the states that support them don't have large armies or precision weapons. They don't need them. Their weapon is chaos.
How about Roman Polanski, famed Hollywood director?
We happy when Roman Polanski won the Oscar?
Goes for Roman Polanski.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, actually, yeah.
See, I don't understand this. How come Hollywood embraces this director who raped a 13-year-old?
You know, he had sex with a minor. All right, that's not rape. To me, when you use the word rape, all right, you're talking about violent, throwing them down. It's like one of the most violent crimes in the world. You can't throwing the word rape around is like throwing the word racist around.
Move over, because me coming through, and this is what me and we're going to do. I'm going to punch you in the head, I kick you in the face, because I am the king of the whole Islam race! I've gone to Qatar, bruv. I've gone to Doha. The school gear of the sesh while they're all praying. Can I get a taxi? Taxi? Little drives car. So I had to ring Benjamin Netanyahu, Palestine, I can't remember his name. And then I got my Zionist card out, which said I am a Zionist. And I bought everything. Shalom.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
He was guilty of having sex with a minor. All right.
That she didn't want to have.
No, that was not the case at all. She wanted to have it.
She was 13.
And found out, well, and by the way, we're talking about America's morals. We're not talking about the morals in Europe and everything.
Europe is the values of the Talmud.
You're a grown man. You know that that's wrong because she has
giving her booze.
Look, she was down with it.
Oh, yeah.
Despite being convicted by a US court for fiddling a minor, he was able to escape to France, where he was accepted with open arms, who not only survived the Holocaust, but also survived the world police.
Our nation is waging a war on a radical network of terrorists, not on a religion, and not on a civilization. Let me quote from the Quran itself. In the long run, evil in the extreme will be the end of those who do evil. For that they rejected the signs of Allah and held them up to ridicule. The face of terror is not the true faith of Islam. That's not what Islam is all about. That's not what Islam is all about.
A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny.
As hard men have protected them from the dangers of the world. And but since they have almost no exposure to the dangers of the world, they don't realize that they're there until one day, 1,000 people show up in your village of 500 out of nowhere and rape and start raping the kids. This has now happened God knows how many times in Britain.
And the crazy
literally
thing
raping.
is,
It's right, like there's some 10-year-old got raped in Ireland like last week.
Yeah, there's literal
They
rape gangs.
snatched some kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between 4 and 7:30 a.m., more than 250,000 Africans arrive in Johannesburg. They arrive before the city's white rush hour begins. They've come from Soweto on special trains for blacks only. They board special buses for blacks only. But 10 months ago, South Africa's Prime Minister, Johannes Vorster, asked for time to change the face of apartheid. He asked world opinion to be patient. And sure enough, changes have been made. Most obviously an easing of what's known as petty apartheid, the everyday restrictions that keep the races apart. In some of the city's parks, black and white may now share a bench. They may also visit certain libraries, hotels and theatres together, something they couldn't do a year ago.
1,000 people show up in your village of 500 out of nowhere and rape and start raping the kids.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
Um, 1,000 people show up in your village of 500 out of nowhere and rape and start raping the kids.
This is going to come to you. You will have no choice. You're in a fundamental situation here where whether you choose violence or not, violence is coming to you. You either fight back or you die. You either fight back or you die.
Are you not of those Romans who use 10 tongues and lie with all of them?
Korkaklık onlara düşer. Bastığınız yeri titretin! Ateş!
prophet said, "You shall conquer Constantinople. What a wonderful leader will her leader be. And what a wonderful army will that army be. Let us now fulfill our destiny."
He's drawn first blood. He fights for his country. And his weapon is legendary.
Turkey's military and defense industry will rise to the occasion.
Today, Turkish troops are stationed in 12 countries, and the country hasn't had such an extensive military presence since the Ottoman Empire.
Imagine Team America World Police, but with great food.
Some MPs portrayed Islamization as a real threat while advocating for the law.
Islamizácia začína kebabom a v Bratislave už beží a uvedomte si, čo tu môže byť o 5 až 10 rokov. Islamizácia začína kebabom.
No doubts kebab is king. But while the Muslims got this gangster dope focusing on kebab, they already infiltrated and took over the world via their discovery and introduction of coffee.
I am Alprin Şengün.
Houston snagged him from Turkey, and now at just 22 years old, he's an NBA All-Star.
So, you know, people rank where's the good food you can eat. I see like a lot of Italian, you know, London, French. Bro, I'm telling you, those people who's ranking those didn't come to Turkey before. Oh my goodness.
Cutting-edge drones.
On a clear day off the coast of Sinop, Turkey, something happened that defense experts said was years away. An unmanned fighter jet, no pilot, no human hand on the stick, locked on to a supersonic target dozens of miles away and fired a beyond visual range missile, and it hit, dead center. This isn't science fiction. This is Turkey's Bayraktar Kizil Elma, and it just became the world's first unmanned fighter to achieve a verified BVR air-to-air kill. Not the United States, not China, Turkey. And the implications? They're absolutely massive.
Gorgeous women.
Would you go on a date with me?
No.
Why no?
Because this is Turkey.
And handsome men.
I'm a little sick of the Turks. Excuse me? Not you, Omar. I love you people. Nothing but
Witness the rise of Turkey, blending ancient martial traditions.
Remember what risk the nations of Europe ran, not so many centuries ago, of being overwhelmed by the Turks.
The farther backward you can look, the farther forward you are likely to see.
A fiercely independent spirit with futuristic firepower.
Is it really so hard to believe? This isn't real. What is real? How do you define real? This is the world that you know.
Muslims, we have a problem. I walked down the street, not a single person spoke English. Jihad is a good thing. We're coming to get you. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Oh my God.
This video right here appearing to show Turkey's military bombing Kurd civilians in a Syrian border town. The Kurds who fought alongside the U.S. against ISIS. Now, horrific reports of atrocities committed by Turkish-backed fighters on those very allies.
You've been living in a dream world. This is the world as it exists today.
This past weekend, ABC World News Tonight did something they now regret, which can now point to the network as peddling fake news.
The video in question first appeared on ABC's Sunday evening broadcast.
This video right here appearing to show Turkey's military bombing Kurd civilians in a Syrian border town.
Compounding the error, Tom Yamas then tossed to foreign correspondent Ian Pennell, who voiced over the same video.
This video, obtained by ABC News, appears to show the fury of the Turkish attack on the border town of Tal Abyad 2 nights ago.
Almost immediately, the website Gizmodo reported that Twitter users were comparing the ABC video to YouTube video from a Kentucky gun range. The ABC video also appeared to have been altered. Shortly after it aired again on Good Morning America, ABC issued a statement saying, "We've taken down video that aired on World News Tonight Sunday and Good Morning America this morning that appeared to be from the Syrian border immediately after questions were raised about its accuracy." ABC News regrets the error. But nowhere do they explain what happened. And as critics point out, ABC News reaches millions of people a day.
The damage is already done.
But the game isn't over. Free the mind. Watch Talking Grey Wolf. So stay tuned for part 2 of Turkish Justice, Polish Pride. And I hope at some point it will all make sense. If it doesn't, then that is okay too. Since sometimes in life you just got to let it flow.
One of the sides has been essentially wiped out, but nobody knows who the other side is. But I do. You know who it is? Turkey. Okay? Turkey's the one behind it. He's a very smart guy.
Oh yeah, what a challenge.